If you had someone approach you and say, "How much do you charge for a seating chart?" would you instantly freeze? When you hover over the send button on an estimate for a client, do you have a stomach full of butterflies? Have you ever written up an estimate and gotten it all ready, but then gone back and docked 50 or 100 bucks off of it before hitting send because that original number just felt a little too high? If you answered yes to one or more of the questions above, you may be suffering from a lack of confidence in your pricing. Okay, that last line totally sounded like a bad commercial for some sort of medical condition, but it's true. Confidence is one of, if not the biggest struggle that artists have when it comes to pricing their work. And it's not just beginners who feel this way. Everyone struggles with confidently pricing at some point or another. In fact, I co-wrote an online course called Panic-Free Pricing, where we help calligraphers and letterers learn how to price their work. And just this year, we polled them all to find out what their number one struggle was with pricing. And the top answer by a landslide was confidence. And more specifically, we kept hearing some variation of this exact comment come up time and time again. And you might have said it yourself. I don't get many clients approaching me, and so when I do, I don't want to charge too high and risk losing them. And that, my friends, is definitely a confidence issue. So in this video, I want to address that exact question specifically and help you get past it. Before we do though, I do want to mention that I have a webinar called 5 Keys to Confident Pricing that goes much more in depth than I'll be able to in this short YouTube video. We go over 5 really important concepts that will help you feel more confident when you're pricing your work. So you can find that at thehappyevercrafter.com/pricing. But let's jump right into this original question, which is, I don't get many clients approaching me, and so when I do, I don't want to overcharge or price too high and risk losing them. We're gonna break this concern down into 3 parts and address each and every one of them. I'm gonna warn you right now, this might sound like tough love, but you need it. Okay, so first let's talk about this part. I don't get many clients approaching me. It's your job to get clients. You shouldn't be sitting around waiting for clients to approach you. That's the first problem. If you don't have many clients approaching you, it's likely because of a lack of marketing and a lack of awareness around the fact that you're available for hire. You need to put yourself out there. Open up some social media accounts, set up your website, start telling anyone and everyone that you're available for hire, and get some word of mouth going. There's so much valuable information out there about marketing, and so many artists are just more concerned with perfecting their craft that they overlook having to market themselves at all. Marketing is half the battle, if not more, of running a successful art business, so start educating yourself on how to market better and stop waiting for clients to come to you. Find the clients you want and figure out how to get yourself in front of them. The more you do that, the more confident you're going to become over time. It's like a domino effect once you start. You find a client you want, you get that work, and then other clients see that work that you did and start approaching you. But you can't sit around and wait for it to happen. So marketing, that's number 1. Next, let's address this part about not wanting to charge too high, and I'm gonna flip this around on its head for you. Think of it this way instead. Charging too low makes you just as likely to lose a client as charging too high. Imagine a potential client reaches out to 5 different wedding calligraphers to work with in the same city for place cards. 4 of them charge within an average range of $400 and $500 for the project, but you come in and quote the job at $100. The client can clearly see that the market average is likely within the $400 to $500 range because that's what most are charging. So when you come in really low at $100, you're actually signaling to them that your work probably won't be as good as the rest of them. Even if it is, you are pricing super low thinking it'll get you more jobs, but it's actually making you unintentionally lose out on clients because they're gonna be scared that you don't know what you're doing. Or equally unfavorable, you're gonna attract bargain hunters who are hiring you solely because you're the cheapest and not because of your style. And those are not the clients you want. So in both of these instances, pricing too low is actually hurting you more than pricing too high. You're much better off pricing yourself within the market average, researching what that is and putting yourself there, and then differentiating yourself based on your style and your skill. And I talk about this a lot more in this video, as well as in that 5 Keys to Confident Pricing webinar. So if you want more on this, we go much more in depth in both those places. So check those out. And then number 3, let's talk about this part where you are afraid to potentially lose the client. Listen, when you're pricing properly, you need to be prepared that you're not gonna get 50% of the jobs that come to you. That means you're doing it right. if you're not getting all of the jobs accepted, you're doing it right. So if you're getting a yes on every job you quote, it's because you're pricing too low. And again, you're probably attracting bargain hunters who are not going to help you grow your business. And here's some more super tough but necessary love. If you're petrified of losing a potential client because you need that money to pay your bills or to put food on the table for your children, you might want to rethink whether or not you should be doing this as your only source of income just yet. If you're coming from a place of desperation and you're always feeling like you need to get the next client to make money, you're always going to feel a lack of confidence in your pricing because you're constantly going to want to lower your price to get the job and ensure you get the job to secure a little bit of income. But imagine if you had already paid all of your bills by having a secondary part-time job. So when you go to price your artwork, you feel more comfortable and you can quote what you're worth without having crippling fear that you won't make rent this month. It might mean that you're just not completely ready to take this full time yet, and that's fine. It's really a great thing to do it as a side hustle for a while. That's what I did. It's like that saying, slow down to speed up. So you slow down on feeling like you have to do this full time. You do it properly and slowly instead. And then over time, you're gonna naturally cause your business to speed up because you're gonna do it properly and confidently. Okay, so that was seriously like a little tough love crash course, but honestly, if you're like 90% of the students we hear from and you really want to work on feeling more confident with your pricing, come sign up for our webinar because we dive way deeper into all of these issues and help you work through them. So again, you can find that at thehappyevercrafter.com/pricing. And I can't promise you there won't be more tough love like this because clearly I get fired up. But that's it for now. I hope this was helpful and I hope to see you in the webinar, and we'll talk soon.